Hello there, Mr. Geiselhart, and we're going to try and simplify this expression. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do again is draw in my fraction bar, and I'm going to distribute this -2 to everything that's inside the parentheses. Because remember, when you're doing a power to a power, you multiply those exponents. Let's start with that 2. This would be 2. Now, remember, if there's no exponent written, it's assumed to be a 1. So that's like saying 2 to the -1 or 2 to the 1 times a -2, which would be 2 to the -2. Then we have a to the first times -2, which would be a to the -2 also. And then we would have b to the -2 times -2, which would equal b to the fourth. So on top, I would have something like 2 to the -2. Then we would have a to the -2 and b to the fourth. And on bottom, I haven't changed anything yet. A, b to the -1, and c to the 0. So let's start with my 2's. Now, if I have 2 to the -1, let me back up. 2 to the -2 on top, then on bottom, I have to subtract 1, because remember, that exponent is 1. So that gives me a 2 to the -3. Well, whenever you have a negative exponent, you want to put that on bottom as a positive exponent. So that's how I write the 2 without a negative exponent. Then we have a to the -2 minus 1. Well, a to the -2 minus 1. Now again, I'm subtracting 1 because if there's no exponent there, that's just a 1. And using the quotient rule, you subtract the exponents. So that's a to the -3. To make it be a positive exponent, I have to put it on bottom, and that's a to the 3. So now I'm done with my a's. My b, I have b to the fourth minus a -1. You add the opposite, that's b to the fifth. Since the exponent is positive, that goes on top. And then you have c to the 0. Now, we're assuming now that c does not equal 0. If c equals 0, this would be undefined. But anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. So if we assume that c does not equal 0, then c to the 0 is equal to 1. So you could say this is times 1. So let's simplify this one more time. On top, there's nothing less to simplify, so that's just b to the fifth. Now, 2 to the third, if we just write that as a number, is going to be 8. A to the third. Now, when you multiply anything by 1, it just stays the same. So my final answer will be b to the fifth divided by 8a to the third power.